Okay, hello everyone. This is game one of the Crazyhouse World Championship candidates match between International Master opperwezen and Mastertan from Australia. And it seems we've missed the first few moves, so we'll just quickly catch you up. Queen is hit and goes to h5. We have a queen trade, so things are going to get sharp. Black sacks a piece, it seems, but gets the piece back. And then this is a very... is that a mouse slip? That must be a mouse slip. He meant to go here. Or was it, oh, sorry, that was a check from... This, I can't understand this. That's check, he takes, and for some reason... Yeah, white plays queen at b5. There's something wrong with the... There's something wrong with the notation. But yeah, white played queen takes b5, and they swap queens, and blocks, check. Yeah, so the notational glitch. And okay, we're up to the present. Hi there, Chuck Moulton. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know if there is some problem. That was weird. The Lichess notation was glitching and white's move didn't appear. Sort of skipped a move, so I'm going to have to check back if it's still a problem and report that. It's all good. Okay, that's good. Okay. So mastertan going up for a kind of 12-team type opening with this a6 b5. Okay, so no pieces exchanged. This wall is against the dark squared bishop. This bishop defending g2. Okay, I'm going to be back in 10 seconds, just going to fetch my cup of tea. Now that's an interesting response to this diagonal. Yeah, this looks dangerous. Ah, I see, yeah, f3 blocks off the diagonal. And suddenly it looks a lot better. But this is going to be the weakness, the entry square. So black has a very clear idea, just getting in on the light squares. White's still got to make some progress, and we see he's already making progress in on the light squares of black. Okay, let's see if I can get back before the end of the game. So black's got a lot of material in hand here. But white has an initiative. And time, black doesn't have much time at all. And wow, white finds the mate. Oof. It's funny, I marked that square and that was, in fact, the mating square at the end of the game. So. Okay, so 2-0 to opperwezen against mastertan, and the furious pace continues. Although, there's a little bit of a pause there. Okay, so he's going in on f2, but e3 is it's easy to block everything. So if he takes the bishop, that pawn becomes sensitive, so that's why white castles, just to extra reinforce. But yeah, opper is very much... This is a nice move because it both defends the knight and... defends the knight and defending f2. Opper's very insistent sometimes on his attacks. And it's knight's hanging, is it? It is, although so white can hit the queen with tempo. Good morning, OJ. Good to see you. He's hanging this. He could have backed off again, but I think he was worried that queen at d2, and sort of pawn at d2 sort of ideas. So he gave away the queen just to get some kind of initiative, so for defensive reasons. Oof, why can't you take that? Okay, knight here is a problem. And black resigns. Okay, I've actually reduced the bit rate of the stream to try and stop this happening, but the moves just fly out too quickly, so I'm going to have to manually catch up, and we're back up to the present. Okay, so lots of pressure on c3. He's got a pawn in hand. He might put it there to just increase the pressure. Okay, but instead he goes the other side. Pawn at a3 and pawn at h3 are very thematic, obviously, in Crazyhouse. And the point of that, obviously, is when you deflect this pawn, f3 becomes a weakness. So the knight for now is having a look at both these squares. So white here, for example, could even give up the queen, yeah, like this, but the problem is f3 does become a weakness. And Pepe and OJ are both saying they're supposed to be working, so it's not the best time of day for a Crazyhouse, to spectate a Crazyhouse match in the middle of the workday. But they're lurking. So here's this. So there's only one defender and two attackers, so that's interesting. So you're wondering why can't you just take it? Well, for Americans, it's getting up very early in the morning, so it's not ideal for them either. Okay, this is a very good defensive move. So bishops are wonderful, attacking and defending. So whenever he wants, he can just backtrack and then covers this. The only weakness is f3. So f3 is a problem for white. But g2 is covered, so in that sense he's safe. And so now white it feels like white's very safe. And it's going to be a time scramble, 10 seconds against 10 seconds. Yeah, f3 is going to be the problem though. You just keep on. Maybe he lands on h3. Nothing immediate, but pawn at g2 is kind of annoying. Okay. Okay, so opper flags in the end. I was wondering if the king could have just gone to h8 because the knight was covering g8. So I can't see. Yeah, I can't see why that couldn't have happened. Okay, so just backtracking a second. We've got e4 and opper playing a6 and then d5. So that's an interesting way of playing as black with a6. Sometimes white does that to just like let's sort of skip a move. Let's play black for this game. Okay, but this is very bad for white. Obviously, black is in on white's light squares. He had no blocker on the back rank, so he had to move the king. Bishop is defended by the queen, and the knight is defended by this bishop. So pawn is checkmate. Oof. Oh, it's not quite checkmate, but bishop. Yeah, actually, how do you finish this off? So you need to guard these two squares. But if you ever take here, that's fine. But you can't. You now can't check with pawns. Okay, so he's using the rook to check. Now it's the kind of thing where you want to go castles checkmate. So he's trying to get him onto a dark square, maybe. Oof. But the queen can take this. This is bad news. So he takes with the knight. So he's got so the queen now can't take, because his bishop takes will be check. And he gets a lovely two knight mate. Notice how two knights control those four squares in a row, and the knight protects the rook as well. So a nice finish in the end. And OJ says, some absolute god is updating the CWC spreadsheet game by game. Whoever you are, I salute you. I'm not quite sure who's doing that. Let's see. It might be Legion Destroyer. And oh, so Clearcast is streaming this, and I am. Okay, so we've got a double stream going on for this match. Okay. Ooh, Queen Fox. If he takes, the problem is he loses a knight, so knight here will pick up the queen anyway. So, although yeah, opper's 4-1 up, I think this game is going to be tough. See, Now queen here is a mate threat, and he didn't defend it. Okay, so we know what opening this is, just e4, e5, the bishop e7 variation instead of bringing the bishop out. So disadvantage, you keep your bishop behind your pawn chain, but the advantage is obviously you're reinforcing this pin, so you don't have to give up your queen sometimes, as in the other line, where you have to sack your queen. Okay. So slightly more defense, slightly more passive, white has more space. Okay, so what? He's sacking, what does he need now? He needs a knight, because in order to form like a two knights and pawn construction. Okay, so just playing the pawn hits the queen, and the queen has no square, so I'm lost a second. Why not queen takes pawn there? So choice of queens, but he's left. Yeah, queen takes knight is coming. And I'm surprised it hasn't come yet, so I'm slightly confused. Racing Kings, hi there in the chat. He says, where are you from? So if you're talking to Pepe, Pepe's from Santiago de Compostela in Spain. If you're talking to me, I'm from Cambridge in the UK. Oh, the knight was defended, was it? Okay, yes. I just missed that. Okay. The knight was defended. Okay. So we're going to get a queen trade, potentially. So this is the problem is this. Pawn drop, bishop drop, and like queen here, checkmate. Yeah. And if you take with the rook, he's clearing out black's material. So a good win from mastertan to bring it back to 4-3 to opperwezen. So just to play this through again, because I'm slightly baffled. Yeah, I see. So it's d5. Okay, takes. Because I'm wondering at what point this is deviating from theory, if it is deviating from theory. It's just I was going for a very direct attack on f7. Amanda Seminole says the point why Opper loses is that Opper is not serious with mastertan is. Actually, that's not true. Opper is very serious. But he does like playing creative moves. And no, I disagree. I'd say Opper is more serious than mastertan. He's and that's natural because he is fighting for a place in the last two. I mean, he's almost certain to take a place in the last two. Whereas mastertan is it's an opportunity to play the best in the world, and he is one of the best in the world. Oof, what's that? Okay. Okay, I haven't been commentating much. So this is awkward, this construction here. Ah, he finds a checkmate. So the queen cuts off. And the bishop cuts off the last square. Okay, sorry, this is just passes by a little bit too quickly. So so this is a pawn sack by black in the opening. I've often heard in chess people say pawn sacks by black are unsound because black's already at a disadvantage. But seems that everything is fairly unsound in Crazyhouse, so pawn sacks seem like a reasonable way to go to try and get some activity as compensation. Okay, so looks like black's won a pawn, but whenever you win a pawn, you create some kind of instability, and one is this knight is slightly loose, and the other one is there anything here? This could be taken, but then this knight is slightly loose. Okay, so the problem, yeah, queen was potentially coming in. So yeah, he's defending his light squares. Now, are we going to have a queen trade? Queen takes queen, knight takes bishop. The problem is bishop takes pawn at the end of that line. But yeah, this seems completely fine though, because white doesn't develop his bishop in this variation. And now, black does have quite a lot of material for counterattack, but is it enough? Okay, so he goes for a defensive route, and white will probably block with a diagonal. No, white doesn't have a diagonal. Okay, that's the problem. Could take here, but okay. Takes. Queen takes. And at the end of the line, yeah, white is taking pieces. As he left himself open. Nothing obvious. Oof, knight there's mating. I'd imagine queen. Okay, so he's going for a knight check first. Bishop, knight, okay. Queen here will be checkmate if it's allowed. Queen there's checkmate. No, it's not. King goes here. Ugh, mastertan flags. So I was wondering, where is the checkmate? I'm sure there was one. Queen crossed to here. I have to try and look at this in the mini board. Queen to e3. No, then the king runs to e5. Okay, so unfortunate. So just to quickly recap beginning of this game. Good surviving skills, indeed. And OJ says he's pretty serious, he loves the game, but he does play offbeat stuff and probably wants to just get into a 1v1 rather than theoretical battle. Absolutely, yes. Was queen d5 possible instead of queen d3? Let's put it in the little board. Okay. Queen d5, yes, very nice. That's checkmate, yeah. Yeah, okay, well done. Nice one, Pepe. Okay, I'm going to quickly run through this this game again. So we're in this sort of stable setup. He's playing this bishop f1, defending g2. Okay, interesting. Takes the knight. The king is a little bit exposed. Okay, and now we're up to the present. Takes. Bishops are good defenders, so at some point the bishop's going to just pick up that pawn, but that's going to take a tempo whenever he does do it. Hits the queen, defends the knight. Okay, he ignores. So yeah, white's reasonably safe, it seems. Or you see, yeah, rook takes will defend this. Okay, he goes for this queen. Queen takes bishop looks risky, but can't see anything direct. Opera is turning on the pace, and he's also finding mate. Queen takes h7 at the end of that. But really turning on the pace at the end of that game. Taking advantage of mastertan being under 10 seconds. Again, I'm just going to play the opening again, even though we probably know what it is, just to because we've seen this before, but just to see it more clearly. Okay, so playing quite aggressive. I think it's quite wise in 1+0 to play fairly aggressive. Nature Cool says he defeated Stockfish. Okay, so queen is there's a pin, so you can see free pawn. Backs off. Oh, it loses that pawn. Okay, I'm worried about. Okay, that square is defended by the knight for now, but that's sort of going to be probably the entry square. For black, for white, things are Yeah, I'm trying to think what's the entry square for white into black's position, and probably f7 at some point. So those are the two squares I have to keep an eye on. King takes rook. Almost checkmate, and there's a checkmate. And we saw this square did turn out to be crucial. So, yeah. Okay, so this one I won't replay because we've seen it's almost a four knights Italian. As Pepe says, yes, it's the entry square into the possession. So yeah, I made a video once of Crazyhouse openings and creating weaknesses, and that was all about featuring a lot of games where players won very quickly in less than 10 moves or less than 20 moves. And the point of it was just to highlight the key entry squares into a position. Here, d3, e4 is going to be the slight weakness, but d4, d5 is usually very solid. So d3 might be a starting point, and then you try and work this way into the position. And there is an element of a race of whose attack is faster, who gets there first. And you have to balance your attack and defense. Someone asked you, how many games are they playing? Indeed, 30. Okay, so how do you attack for each side? So they're both under 30 seconds now. Yeah, so f3 is going to be the key for black here, and for white, these double pawns are actually quite good safety. But yeah, I was just thinking if there's just a slight weakness on h7, but you need this at g5. You want a knight at g5 at some point in the future. But yeah, so white is on the back foot here, certainly. And I like this move. So the idea of the rook here is you want to run your king to the other side of the board, effectively. But pawn here just stops that completely. Oh, but maybe he will get to run. So he's going to run. So he's blocking because if you don't block, you're giving away control of the diagonal. So it's quite sometimes important to block. And this is checkmate. Okay, mastertan does find the mate in time. So what's the score? 8-4 to opperwezen. Let's just backtrack a little bit. So we have a French defense, and then it's an exchange French. Queen e7, pinning that knight. Okay, you've got to take these pawns on g7 seriously, and ideally stop them before they get there. But his reasoning is it was under control because of the queen. Slightly sensitive file, the e file, so I'm slightly worried for black in this position. But okay, now the king's off that file, and now this square is a problem. Because obviously, if the bishop weren't defending, then pawn here is checkmate effectively. So he's looking for a this move is just he wants a rook. We've got to watch out. Knight to h3 is a mate because if you take the knight, queen here is checkmate, and if you don't take it and slide across, you have a smothered mate taking on f2. So black has got a really fast counterattack going. White was trying to get a rook maybe for. Oh, I mean this was such a fast counterattack. It's like what? Just takes, and just in no time at all. Oof. So Legion Destroyer, it seems, yeah, is updating the spreadsheet. Oh, G Suits was asking candidates for what? Yes, the 1+0 Crazyhouse World Championship. So we had a Crazyhouse World Championship last year for the title of Crazyhouse World Champion, which went to, in fact, International Master opperwezen, who beat Jan Lee in the final. At the beginning of this year, just organised a special Bullet Crazyhouse World Championship, and the 3+2 Crazyhouse World Championship will take place later in the year. and there are 8 candidates who qualified. 64 people entered the tournament. There were 3 rounds of knockout to form 8 candidates. You can read all about it actually on my blog, but the blog will have, that's probably a link to some introduction to Crazyhouse, but if you just look around the blog you'll see it. Introduction to this championship. With all the links of the calendar, the spreadsheet, everything else. And that's checkmate. Yeah. He got a rook, and this is a very pretty knight and rook checkmate. Oh, it actually gives the Nightbot's. Nightbot's clever. In fact, Pepperloo is clever because he found the correct Nightbot command. Okay, so we see the same thing again. Bishop e6. Okay, so white's pawns are slightly scary, to be honest. Just this one is not supported for now. So I mean, he wants to push, but this isn't. So that's why he brings the knight out to defend that, and immediately he takes, and you can't take with the queen because d4. And he takes anyway, because queen is defending the knight. So I'm trying to work out. It didn't work out so well, did it? For white, did it? Yes, obviously you don't want to exchange. White's got a lot of weaknesses around his king, but then black isn't doing so well either. So I'm struggling to work out who's doing better here, because at least the knight's covering this. That would be curtains if black could put a pawn there. Okay, so black's gone and lost his queen. Okay, he's got a bishop. Yeah, this is just checkmate. Okay, so there was nothing here. Okay, so the black king was surprisingly safe then, because the bishop was covering e7. And Pepe says knight at e6 was a threat, so knight at f4. Good stuff to defend. Wasn't exchanging the knight good there? I'll check for myself why I'm wrong. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about Bullet Crazyhouse is, well, we miss a lot, obviously. And I miss even more. Okay, so he's going for this rather interesting line. So I'm just going to quickly just play through a bit more slowly to see how this came about. Because, so queen comes out, knight comes out, queen blocks, takes, queen goes back to defend, queen goes back. So we've seen this before, and I've just sacks his knight and puts. Okay, so we've seen. So rather interesting. Okay, so he's winning this pawn here. The bishop develops. You take the rook, and he's not even taking the queen because he's afraid of rook at f8. He just castles, and we get up to the current position. So very creative stuff. Okay, so exchange of queens, so things are going to get sharp. Oof. So does white have a threat after rook takes knight? So he's got a knight entry, but the f7 square is defended. But what I was wondering is if you just took immediately, yeah, maybe it's a bit risky. White's got the knights, so you can't if you just kind of sort of sack the queen. Everything seems quite defended in terms of knight. Oh, yeah, in terms of the knight checks. If you did sack and tried to drop on f7. Yeah, wow, this is a really interesting game. I said if you take either knight, you lose your queen with the fork. This game, I'm going to start it even before it's finished. It's been something. And opperwezen gets the flag in the end, taking a 12-4 lead. And we're entering the second half. That was the first game of the second half of this match. Game 16 out of 30. So now we have a French defence without exchanging, an advanced French. Okay. This is the kind of thing where if you block, white might take and then replace the bishop on g5, and you wonder what to do then. You either bring the queen out, or you'd have to play f6. So Opper went directly for just avoiding that diagonal completely. So I have to say, normally in the French defence, because of this advanced e5 pawn, the key square for white to attack on is f6. So he might be a pawn at h6 and then drop something on f6. But yeah, Opper's actually doing quite... So you wouldn't want to push g5, just like, even though that might be tempting and you think, oh, I'm winning a piece. I think you just really wouldn't want to do that because f6 would be too much of a problem. But and Pepe says Queen d7 makes even more sense in the French and Crazyhouse than in regular chess. Right. Okay, so now we've got the problems on f6 are starting to... This is what makes the French really... It's a good opening, but it's just very hard to play because of... Okay, so see, I don't understand. White always has rook g7, which is a great defensive move. Oh, but then king takes bishop and the rook would hang, I see. Oof, rook there's checkmate. Okay, so he found the construction, he got the knight, that's what he was waiting for the whole time. He just needed a knight, and he just sacks the queen to get the knight to mate. Yes, that was the construction. I was thinking rook here, but then the rook would have just been weak the next move. The knight is what he needed, and Opper kind of fell in for the trap. And it was a knight on f6, so yeah. Knight on f6. So this is the French defense is very... So now mastertan says, okay, I reckon I can play the French defense better than you, because I'm going to play the same. I'm going to do better. So let's see. So we're going to see how Opper... Okay, is he going to castle queenside? So I tried this castling queenside in my ZH League match against Vishy Vishy, but didn't really know what I was doing. It didn't work out too well. Okay, this is quite nice because, yeah, it feels like white's white's doing quite nicely here. Okay, can you afford to take this pawn? It would be risky. Okay, so at d7 ideas are a problem. Okay, he's just simply going for rook g8 is the big problem here. So counterattack on the queen. Okay, rook g8. Oh, he's just going for rook at e8 check. Rook at d8 checkmate. It's a distraction technique. Rook d8 will be checkmate. Okay, so black just goes making one threat. White defends. And mastertan is in the think what to do, because it's like I must have something here, right? Because the king is in a mating net, sort of, almost. Although it can run this way. But I think he's sort of struggling because he's looking for mate. So bishop takes pawn check, bishop there. Okay, what's the continuation? The bishop is defending this diagonal. Very difficult. Okay, that's a very lovely move because it's threatening to create a weakness, although it's not. Maybe a knight here could then attack that weakness, but in future. So it's interesting. Oof, he thought he'd go down. Pre-moved. Oof, pre-move blunder. And going up, was there anything? Hard to say. Yeah, hard to say. So now we have an exchange French. And 13-5 to Opper. Okay, blocks off the E file. That makes sense. There's a lot of pressure on F6, so he's probably going to... Okay, he even uses a pawn to further block off the E file. And this is a nice haven now for the king. Probably just castles is good, but okay, he goes rook g8, which is always good. Got to watch out for h7 being under attack, but otherwise it's quite stable. And he's going to put the king on f8, it seems. Takes, he's losing the queen, but winning this queen. So that's why he has to take back. This diagonal is going to be a problem. That's what I'm worried about. So you can't take losing the queen. And now queen takes pawn is a threat. But okay, this knight is finding. So why is that a good thing? Yeah, so black is surprisingly safe. And I'm trying to work out how that came about. Black's got a lot of material to try and make something happen here. The knight here would be annoying. Okay, white's actually out of pieces. Okay, so pawn, knight, bishop, queen. It's a case of just finding the mate now. And that was strange. Okay, so he's just creating a mating net and getting in on the back rank. Okay, so the queen or the knight cuts off the king on the back rank and the rook just comes in. Yeah, queen at g4 is a very kind of slow move, but it just kept the king trapped. Oof, what happened here? Was that a pre-move business? Takes? What? Okay. Okay. I'm just sort of slightly confused. Queen takes d5. Was that intentional? It doesn't look like a pre-move error, so yeah, I'm just confused. Bishop takes queen. You are threatening mate in 1. What? Oh, okay, and then pawn takes bishop is check, so he has to take back. And then you take back the bishop. So pawn here is a problem, because if you take it, I think the knight was... No, what? Yeah, why can't you take it? Because knight here is covered by your knight, so it's not obvious. But okay, he does this for safety. Check, check. Okay. At some point there's going to be an exchange of queens. Maybe. Feels like black was led off the hook a little bit there. And is consolidating his position. But I could be wrong. It's pawn, like there. Only got pawns left, but it's just short. Because pawn here is checkmate, by the way. So black had a pawn. So where's the mate? Knight, king goes back. Queen comes in here. Okay, if the king gone back, that would be a bit safer, maybe. But okay. It's hard to catch. Okay, so we have another advanced French. And Pepe says, after seeing the lines queen takes d5 and knight d4, I might start playing e5. They look fun. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't play queen takes d5, but... Okay, that's a very direct attack on f6. Okay, this is looking very dangerous, because... Yeah, not yet, because bishop covers, but... The king is somewhat stranded. Okay, so the king can't go here or here, can't go here. So it's just got those, just got these two squares at the moment. So yeah, a bishop there also would have made sense, because then you would have threatened knight here. So I think I'd have liked that. Maybe bishop takes knight, threatening knight here was also another idea. Okay, black's got a queen. Threatening queen takes knight. So queens can always be hit with tempo, so it's always good that you have... Okay, knight here does come eventually, and we see a checkmate. Okay. Okay, this is just a caveman attack on f7. I think. Yeah, before black moves that bishop, so that's giving the king a square at least to go to. Let's just play this again. So basically, yeah, this is takes. Okay, so white's just picked up quite a lot of material. What's the score? So you can see it on the screen, hopefully. 16 to opper, 5 to mastertan. Okay, so do you take the queen? Do you take the rook? No, he goes for the g7 pawn. It's always funny when that happens, you think. It's a fork on the queen and the rook. No, it's actually all about g7. Oof, he's allowing pawn at g7. So it's pawn at g7 will take the queen. Again, weird choices. All very pleasant choices. So here, pawn at g7 is a threat. If you take, just pawn at g7. If you don't take, problems. And if you took with the knight, problems as well. Because, yeah, there was a mate also. Okay, it's looking painful for black, but I can't see. Has to go. It's just going to be a flag at this point because white is safe. White's just taking all his pieces. Okay, he gets the mate. And as Pepe noticed, opper is now only 3 behind mastertan. 17-5 the score. Opper and Jan both above 60% win rate in the tournament as a whole. Nobody else above 50. And Racing King's King says Blitzbullet versus Jan Lee was really exciting, right? Jan Lee did, yeah. Jan Lee's just done very well in everything. Okay, so the construction would be pawn here, knight here, would be the mating construction. Of course, this is covered, so for now, black is fine. At d2 is kind of annoying. So many pawns. So the problem is knight checks and queen checks. So you also got, whenever you move your king, you've got to think, where are the checks? And so there's a queen check, but you can go here. And where's the follow-up? So I don't see an immediate follow-up. So that's why he goes for sacking for a knight. He really wants... Which one does he want? He wants a pawn, though. Because you don't really... You want... If you... Oh, yeah, oh, this is very beautiful. This is beautiful. Yes! Because if the king goes this way, queen here is checkmate. If the king goes the other way, you get this almost... smothered mate with 2 knights, just whoosh, pushing the king into the corner. So yeah, that's a very nice pattern. Queen at e2, knight d3. Yeah, I'm trying to imagine it now. So queen at e2. I'm gonna have to go back later to that game. I'm gonna put it in the highlights of the candidates because I think it's a sort of instructive one. It's a pattern I just saw myself in my games just this last week. So. Okay, so castle's queenside is always a little bit suspect in Crazyhouse, just because the king has to waste an extra tempo to get here, and if you don't get here, when your king's on a light square, you have these pawn at a6 ideas. Here he goes for f6. Yeah, here was just back rank issue. You could have kept going. Oh no, you couldn't because the file is cut off. So I was thinking you could just try and run. But okay, so 19-5 to mastertan with 6 games to go, and yeah, and that's been 7 in a row. Okay, I'm gonna just play through this a little bit more slowly. Okay, so it's a delayed exchange French. Okay, I see. Piling up the pressure, of course, on f6, as white is wont to do. So black is trying to relieve that pressure with a6. So yeah, white actually finds a tender point in black's position. In the meantime, this light squared bishop hasn't got out, so h3 is very well defended. But maybe there's dark square ideas at some point. It's a pin, it's annoying, it has to be blocked. Okay, and offers in a think, which is not good when you're down to 10 seconds, but it is that kind of position where you really want to sit and think. Because this knight, mastertan is using the knight as a defender of the king. He's not taking that knight. It's quite cunning. Oof, he's losing his queen. Whoa! Whoa! So that knight, which seemed to be such a nice defender, ended up mating him. Yeah. Yeah, when you're down to 10 seconds, not much time to think, usually, but he actually did figure things out quite nicely there. So he forces that bishop away, although the bishop could have gone to here or something, but okay, so queen trade offered. So who does that benefit? Do we take or not take? I have to think, who does it benefit? Well, it would help black develop if you take the queen, so that's why you don't take it, you hold off. Whereas this one, well, it pushes the knight, which was maybe annoying, further away, so maybe it was more in black's interest to take than for white to take. Okay, white is just eyeing this square here. Okay, black responds to the check, so it takes. But white is still eyeing this square. Hasn't got anything direct, but maybe he'll take here next. And yeah, probably with that bishop, he's doing that first, then taking, and he wants to drop a knight here. And we're going to have that same sort of construction if you get 2 knights, if it went this way, so it forces him out this way. And he has he has another knight. Yeah, so I wasn't thinking he was going to take it, I was just saying he has a knight available if he ever wants it. But okay, wow, the knight was enough. He went straight for the kill. Yeah, queen at h3, very powerful, as Pepe says in the chat. So 21-5, Opper, laying into mastertan here. Pawn at e4 would be my immediate response. Okay, he's trying to dissolve the pressure. We've seen that a lot in some of these games. You have the pressure of this pin, you're just trying to dissolve that pressure. Okay, sorry, I just missed a move. Okay, so yes, I see. Okay, Okay, so that's a slight weakness. He's probably going to ignore the queen and just go for it. Legion Destroyer says, very important game here for both. I goes for the check and then moves the queen. Okay, so he saves the queen. Amanda Summoner, why? Yeah, I'm wondering why as well. All for that rook. I was thinking rook d8, but okay. Avoid adoption, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is indeed very important. Pawn here is good, because if rook here... Well, if you had another pawn, that would be even more annoying, but it's also good, it's rook here, exactly. So the rook can't take the pawn. Wait, it was pinned, and now the queen is pinned. Okay, so he's winning the rook. Okay, so this is looking good for white. And he's got twice as much time, so it's promising. This question is, can he get in on here? Okay, it's going to be pawn here or pawn here. Well, they're both covered, so he's down to 2 seconds. 2 seconds against 1 second. Just has to move instantly. Takes, and Opper gets mated in the last move. Oh, okay. 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Opper almost pulled something out there. There was no pawn in hand. So Chuck says, if I ask Helms to raid in 5 to 10 minutes, will the OKZ stream continue at least 30 minutes after that? I won't have anything to comment on in the. We're in our last 5-10 minutes here as well. Unfortunately, okay, it's coming in on e6. Okay, exchange of queens going very sharp. So he could always take back if he needs to, if he doesn't find anything more direct, and that's what he does in the end. So white black probably just take the knight, and bishop will take this pawn. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm confused why that. So you can't. This is annoying because knight at is a threat. So, okay, he takes that bishop. Yeah, that's not good. White's giving black a lot of initiative here. Okay, a nice find though, to avoid black winning the queen with initiative at least. But still, pawn here is just surely mating. Even just no, oh, it's double defended. It's not so easy. Takes. So now queen. Queen here takes. Mastertan will find a mate if there is one there. Yeah, okay. But takes, king takes, and you have another pawn, king up. Yeah, not sure. Rook there, and then you promote, something like this. Queen at e2 if takes. Oh, he had a second queen. Okay, that's easy then, yeah. So Legend Nasir, what kind of chess is this? Crazyhouse. Yeah, and if anyone wants to see my other videos, I'll just drop my YouTube link and a link to my blog on Crazyhouse. I welcome guest posts from others as well on that blog. Yeah, okay. So we're entering into the last 2 games here. 21-7. And white is in a little bit of trouble here. And black is actually safe. The bishop does cover the back rank. Bishop covers this square, so yeah. Everything's fairly safe. So the question is, can... but white has a queen. So I I had not seen that. I had not. I think I missed quite a lot of the game beforehand, so I didn't see the sort of trajectory that things were going. I thought, yeah. So material-wise, black is suffering. So this was tempting, but the knight was covering the square, so it's not so clear. That was pinned, so any block can just get taken. King's going to have to take something. He's down to 1 second, he's going to get flagged. Oof, that was all went. Just trying to... Yeah, so, that was sort of... I just realised doing that really quickly, it might be okay for me, but completely useless for the stream, for the sake of the stream. So, I'm gonna make sure I play things more slowly in future. Sorry about that. So takes here, blocks. Okay. Okay, so I'm slightly concerned knight here for black at some point. Okay, so instead he goes for knight here. And there will be back rank issues. Rook here. No, not rook here. Bishop actually covers. Yeah, it doesn't work. But, okay. It wasn't. Okay, so king takes. Oof. That was a nice checkmate actually. Well, and that's it. 23-7 to opperwezen. I didn't see mate in 2 coming. It showed king takes rook was dangerous here. Queen takes was probably necessary. He just wanted to keep the attack on the white king. Rook there, check. King here. Queen takes pawn. Now that's a nice checkmate. And Pepe said, I thought giving a rook was risky, but it helped the attack. Yeah. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to raid Helm's Knight before she raids me. So, yeah, it's finished. 23-7, that's 30 games. And yeah, see you guys. And I meant to paste. I meant